Alrighty, welcome ladies and gentlemen to another episode of Smite Super Builds. Today we have Medusa. So I was kind of putting this off until, the nerf came to her, and it did. So I will put the finalized patch notes for tomorrow's patch, the April the 8th, in the description below, so you can check that out if you want to know what I'm talking about and see the patch notes. Pretty much 2 new skins and Medusa nerf and some quality of life changes to some gods and their ultimates. So the main nerf, the spotlight of the nerf to Medusa is primarily her 1, and that's what she's kind of known for, is her insane burst potential with her 1, and just blow you up just instantly within those 3 attacks. Also her 3 got nerfed. The damage got nerfed in the early game on her lacerate, so I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Her 2 was not touched, and her ultimate was not touched at all. So it was just her ultimate. Her 1, and they put a scaling to it. So it's gonna be, instead of like a flat 100%, the scale is gonna be from 40% to 80%. So that way, early game, she just does not just blow you up instantly. So that's pretty much it for that. When I was this past week or so, how long she's been out, I've been playing as Medusa, playing against Medusa, and I've seen some really weird things, mainly outside of Conquest, of course, done to her. In Conquest, you can still go the meta build, which is pretty much what I got here. Start out on Bluestone, go into Dev Gloves, get the stacks up, Ninja Tabby attack speed, Ichabod the box early game, Executioner for the pin and attack speed, and you get the rage, and then go back, sell Bluestone, pick up Deathbringer, get a little bit more gold, sell Ichabod, and you could pick up Aussie the box a little bit better, or you can go into Shinsai's. Those 2 are pretty good items to pick up in replace of Ichabod, and you go something like that, right? And the another way you can go would be, of course, you have the starter item, Bluestone Pendant, and then you go into your second starter item. Remember, this is high risk, high reward, Heart Seeker. If you do die, the stacks will be cut in half, making the item useless if you start feeding or doing poorly and things like that. And then for a little bit more movement speed, you go ahead and pick up Haste of Metalis. This way, at least with your passive, you can get some pretty good use out of your passive. There's no movement penalty, strafing left and right, and half the movement penalty going backwards type deal. So you can do that. Outside of Conquest, you can, there really needs to be like a sell all button. That'd be great. It'll make my life a little bit easier here. Okay, so movement, we got Ninja Tabby. Okay, so I've seen a lot of people just kind of abusing her 1, just applied 3 stacks of whatever it is. And as long as you're a good shot, that's, a pretty good idea. So, you can have your 3 stacks on somebody with Executioner really easily, so you can just shred all their physical protections, like so. Of course, the same with Ichabod, 3 stacks. Bloodforge as a lifesteal item, 3 stacks. You play 3 stacks, boom, right there, bump up your physical power and your lifesteal, because it has no attack speed, which she doesn't really need too much attack speed because of her 1. So that's not too bad of a lifesteal item there. And also, this was pretty crazy. Frostbound Hammer. This was used against me, which is pretty much just sticking to a target if you don't have, if you don't have Sprint or if you don't have Haste Metalis. They picked this up. So it's kind of, these are just some options for you, some ideas if you want to go that route. Like I said, you can still go the basic build. For like outside of Conquest, you can, just Aussie. What's another too bad? The oboe's been rising in popularity. I've been using it for Boxer a lot. You can probably still use it for Medusa. Like if you're in a situation where there's not too many good like lane clears, if you're in Assault or Arena and it's like all physicals or something, right? The Odysseus bow can really help you clear those lanes for those type of matchups. Just kind of take it, match by match, because every matches are not the same. Because different team comps, so things are really situational. So just kind of keep that in mind for things like that. And one final way I want to kind of go over is which is pretty crazy, is going ahead and picking up these 3 crit items. the Malice, the Rage, and the Deathbringer. And the way that this pretty much works out is kind of revolves around your 1. Because gods or assassins like Mercury and Serket, their 1 can crit, and so does Medusa's. Don't forget that, because I mean, it's not its own kind of ability. I don't know if that really makes sense, but it's pretty much just a buff, right? So it just increases your attack speed and adds a bleed to your, your next 3 basic attacks. So you can kind of utilize that and bump up your 1. Boom, boom, boom. And she actually just died before you can really see the bleeds. But pretty much what this is bumping up your crit chance to 70%. That way you have a high chance of activating the passive on Malice, which pretty much after you do a crit, you deal additional 75% of your total physical power as physical damage over time for the next 3 seconds. So that adds another damage over time effect on top of your 1, your Viper Shot. So pretty much, just crit them, and if you survive the crits and start running away, they're going to just bleed out, like so. And of course, the actives would be, Sprint and Beads. Really great actives for getting in and out of situations if you don't have your Lacerate up or whatever, and things like that. Another thing, don't forget that the highest tier of Purification Beads, this also reduces all God cooldowns by 3 seconds. So you can use that to your advantage. Like some assassins, they'll use that to reactivate their leap and get back out if they use their leap to get back in or to get in the first place. So don't forget that. So that's going to wrap it up for the video. Hope you guys got some useful information for mostly the new players, or some new ideas from the items I mentioned before. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.